So my people, welcome back into our platform, and if you're new, please just consider subscribe the channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case we do upload any story, you'll be the first one to view. Thank you guys. For the newcomer, please subscribe to the channel, and for the returning subscribers, I appreciate so much for you making this channel to be where it is. So guys, the white people, they have said that they want to start a white only people town, Arkansas town. This is the town that is going to have only white people. Guys, before we proceed, just let us watch out how the black people have reacted about this reaction. White people starting up white people only town in Arkansas.
So I didn't think I was going to talk on this, but I am. This is in regards to this one place where they've already built one place in regards to Arkansas. So now they're going to do it in Missouri. So it's like there's many people approving of this, and hey, it's all good. Here's the thing, and my queen just said it. Just don't encroach on our spaces. See, this is the thing with you all. You all enjoy having your own space, but then you want to encroach in on our stuff. And my thing is that's fine. You know, you all want your own space, but don't attend, old time Motown, or don't allow your children to go to rap concerts, because the majority of the people that's buying rap is your children. You all have a hatred for it, but at the same time, your kids are sneaking, buying the records and whatnot. And I'm not going to even say sneaking, because I've even seen so-called hardcore bikers and be blasting rap. So that's the thing that I can't get. I really can't. You all hate us, but you all love our food, our swag, our music, but yet you don't want us to have our own. And as I always say it too, y'all can't have it both ways. I mean, you can't want us to be independent, but at the same time dependent on you. I mean, the math ain't math in there, so don't get it. But yeah, if you all want your own town, that's fine, but just don't come around us. That's all we ask. Just let our people have our own. That's all. Happy Tuesday. So I didn't think I was going to talk on.
Somebody need to start a sign-up sheet, because with that many people, they're going to be passing around partners like Tupperware. Do you understand? I really hope they like community property, because in a space that small, like, exclusivity would be a myth. It's no way. Listen, I'm thinking about it. In a town that small, a family tree is going to look like a wreath. There's no way. See, that's the part of this nobody wants to talk about. When you isolate yourself like this, right, and you lock yourself down, 9 times out of 10, over time, right, that exclusivity won't be as exclusive anymore. And then you start running into things that are way taboo. I'm like, are y'all that pressed to be isolated that you'll put yourself in predicaments like that? Make it make sense. Again, people all have a right to have their safe space. But to me, this safe space is just like speed dating with less steps, right? Because everybody know everybody. It's kind of like The Village, except the people who started The Village were smarter than these people. So I'm not quite sure what the end result's going to be.
Let's talk about that whites only town in Arkansas and the difference between that and a black community. Segregation was made because they didn't like black people. Black people created their own communities because they weren't allowed to be around white people. Then found solidarity with each other because they had shared common hardships. So for people to compare this white town with black communities is insane to me. Also, black communities very rarely have ever been just black people or black people only. And if there was a black person only town, then I would also say that that is wrong. Predominantly black is not equivalent to exclusively black. Now, is there black spaces? Yes, but why is there black spaces? Because racism still exists, and it's more comfortable being around people that you know aren't going to have that same racism than being in a position where you're put in the face of racism. There was a difference between protection and comfortability and racism and prejudice. Black people in America have very rarely been the aggressors to white people just because they were white. But can we say the same vice versa?
So whites only towns. There are 3 in the country, 1 in Idaho, 1 in Arkansas, and 1 popping up in Missouri. The one in Arkansas is the one I looked into. It's 186 acres near the Ozarks. It has 40 people living in it. That already tells me that not even the white nationalists want to move with these motherfuckers. Meanwhile, they're saying that they don't accept anybody that doesn't have European religions like Christianity, that is not of European descent, that is of color, that is Jewish, or that is non-gender conforming. So very inclusive. How is this legal? It's not. The way they describe it in the interview with Sky News is that they have set it up as a private club, and they think that allows them to do the discrimination. However, private clubs are not allowed to discriminate either. The problem is that nobody has taken them to court yet. Somebody will, and it's going to be interesting to see what this fucking country does with the administration that we have. So I'm going to play a clip for you where one of the guys is being asked if he can say that the Holocaust was a bad thing, and your head's going to hurt. Watch.
Well, that's your
Humanity,
opinion.
really.
I think the Holodomor was much worse than the Holocaust. That's my opinion. I mean, we're allowed to have opinions.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can say they're both bad. The Holocaust was bad.
But do you know anything about the Holodomor?
Yeah, in Ukraine,
Right.
the famine, I know a little bit about it. And I know it was sort of, when we're coming to talking about the Holocaust, it's always about something else. And, you know, I think most people would agree the Holocaust was a bad thing.
Right.
But you're not willing to agree with that.
What, do you want to talk? I don't really see it as concerning when it's acceptable, it's publicly, socially acceptable in the United States for leftists to support Chairman Mao.
Simple fact that this guy cannot even say that it was a bad thing and compares it to another issue that happened in Ukraine due to the Russians. This is the comparison right here. It's not even close. This shows you the level of ignorance and lack of education that these people have. And then he goes on to say that it is weird that the left can worship and follow Mao publicly, but he cannot talk about the mustache man publicly. Who the fuck follows Mao? I've never ever seen somebody in the left say, I follow Mao till the death. Oh, Mao was a controversial figure. Nobody. That tells you how these people live in their own fucking bubble.
Around for a new year to come. And he said he's not going to show up. You have to do the work for that to arrive.
Is a very controversial historical figure. I think the mainstream view is one-sided. It's informed by World War II propaganda. All historical figures are complex, multidimensional.
Controversial figure that needs to be seen from the nuances of history, which is completely stupid. There's nothing controversial about the guy. The guy was pretty blatant. We know what he did. There's nothing controversial. So far what they have is 40 people with an IQ of 80 when you add all of them up at the same time. So nothing to worry about in the meantime. However, their plans are to expand worldwide because they say they're going to bring the new fucking revitalizing of the white culture or some shit like that. I'm Alex. This is my rant. This is stupid.
To all our fellow white Americans that are now starting their own communities, your own white communities and stuff like that, please understand black people are not mad about it. I saw a video where a man was saying he can't understand why black people are mad. What black people is mad? Sir, we are not mad. Please understand that. We just want to know where these locations are so that we can avoid them. We're going to mark them on our black maps so that our maps will never take us to those locations. Okay? We are not mad. Build your communities. Put a wall around it. Stay in them. Separate yourself. Thank you so much.
Are we seriously mad about people wanting to have a whites-only community? Let's not forget the fact that we always label things black own this and black own that. So a white man, Eric Alwall, wanted to establish his own town for his own people, white people. He wanted to control who he had as neighbors. His goal is to preserve the purity of his culture and traditions. So, what are we mad for? Let's not forget, a couple years ago, Ashley Scott and Renee Walters got together and created their own community, their own Black community. They wanted to create generational wealth and keep their legacy and culture. So I'm confused. What's the problem when the white people want to do it? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to try to bring up history and that victimization mentality. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. That happened many years ago. We're talking about now. We're not going to continue to bring up the past. At one point, we did have Black Wall Street, and yes, it was destroyed. However, we had the ability to rebuild, and we didn't. We were defeated. So we're not going to continue to play the victim. This is a voluntary self-segregation, not a forced one. Get over it.
I am in Richmond, Virginia. The white-only town is hilarious to me because I am in Richmond, Virginia. I've been traveling lately through the South, and I want y'all to look. This is a nice neighborhood. I'm just going to turn around real quick. I want y'all to see. This is a nice neighborhood. We don't care, baby. Y'all can go out. Y'all don't have nothing when y'all next to us. You're gonna have a negative nothing without us. They're not right. So no, we're not mad. You're just telling us what we already knew, which is to not go near you, which we don't want to. Like, we're humanity. You're evil. Why would we want to go near you? Why would we miss that? I will say people are friendly, but the level and the lack of resources I've seen throughout this state, have fun. You ain't got shit now. You really got to go have nothing. Being in the middle of nowhere with y'all twin cousins, sister wives, and the women signing up to put their babies in this. But I know why, y'all. There's no libraries, and I see very little schooling. That's the only reason why. Have fun. The white-only town is hilarious to me because I am in Richmond, Virginia.
So a bunch of whitey people decided to create a community only for white people. And my very first thought was, what a fucking brilliant idea. And quite frankly, why are there not more people doing this? Because think about it. Literally all the racists in one place. Somewhere we can all avoid. That sounds like a fucking win-win to me. Now, of course, I have questions. Does this mean that they only stay in that particular community? They don't travel anywhere else? Because honestly, if they're traveling, then what's the fucking point? If they're traveling out of that community, what's the fucking point? Or is the intention to make it completely self-reliant and then so that they don't actually have to move out of the area at all? Because that's the thing. They all need to stay where they are. They can go to each other's houses if they want a good time. I mean, as for seasoning, we know that's never going to fucking happen, but that's okay. They're amongst friends. It really doesn't matter. Salt and pepper will be just fine. They don't need any of the fucking spices. Jesus. So the group itself is, they're called Return to the Land, which the fucking irony of these fucking interlopers. But anyway, that's by the by. And they are in the Ozark Hills, so the community is going to be kind of there somewhere, I guess. But I think it's a genius idea. I think more racist whitey people should do the same. And I think they should stay exactly where they were. Do not travel, do not go anywhere. Just mingle with each other. I mean, we know what happens when that happens. I fully expect the domestic violence stats to go massively up because at the end of the day, they will have literally nobody else to pick on other than themselves. And once that happens, they will look to their kids and they will look to their wives. It is what it is. I'm fully expecting the domestic violence stats to go way up. Way up. And I'll be keeping an eye on that. But anyway, I think it's a win-win. I think it's a great idea. And I think more people should move there.
I need y'all to understand that those people do not intend to leave us alone in their little town in Arkansas. It's recently been in the news that some chalk children in America have decided to create their own whites-only town. And when asked by a reporter, they made it seem as though that they intend to just have a town of their own and resources of their own and just live off the land, returning to the land. A land that they stole through crimes against humanity, but who's counting? Many brothers and sisters' take on this is, hey, we don't care if y'all have your own, just leave us alone in the process. I mean, every time we've tried to do that, y'all have burned our towns down. And I'm just here to tell y'all that unfortunately, they do not intend to leave us alone. In the interview with the colonizer that wants to found this whites-only town in Arkansas, they're making it seem as though they just want to live in peace. We must remember that these are people that have never known peace. They didn't know peace when they was by themselves in the ice-cold mountains of Europe, and they're not going to know peace in the middle of Arkansas. In the 70s, there was a black scholar that broke down white supremacy into an equation. The same way that E equals MC squared, white supremacy equals white power over non-white powerlessness. And so that means that white supremacy cannot live in an environment where non-white people have any form of power. Because if there's no non-white people around, who are they superior to? Nothing they have achieved has been achieved by leaving people alone. It's like if your son or daughter said they didn't want to live in the house anymore and locked themselves in their room. In order to eat, brush their teeth, or do anything, that child would have to come outside the room. And it's the same thing for them. At some point, they are going to need resources and labor, and that's when they turn to us. And if we have our own power and our own resources, then we have no reason to share with them. And that is when they destroy what we have so that we have to work with them. Don't be fooled. Just like the movie Sinners, it all starts out nice and pleasant, but they have ulterior motives.
No, this isn't about heritage. This is about hate. This is about building a safe space for white supremacy under the...
What makes you think that you have any control over our community and why you deserve the right to be around us? As you see behind me, this is a list of things that are segregated for people who are not white. Let's take a look at all of the segregated spaces, events, graduations, scholarships, and government programs that are set aside for people who are not white. Sorry, sweetheart, but we're not stopping until we see white graduations, white cultural events, white communities, white-only spaces, white scholarships. If you don't like it, we don't really care. Go build your own fucking society. Nobody's stopping you. It must be really nice to have all of these non-white privileges living in a white country. Access to white people is not a right. You will not be stopping us from uniting and building up our community. It's not going to happen. Now, coexisting is just fine, but it needs to be optional instead of forced on the public. At the end of the day, white people deserve...
To all our fellow white Americans that are now starting their own communities, your own white communities and stuff like that, please understand black people are not mad about it. I saw a video where a man was saying he can't understand why black people are mad. What black people is mad? Sir, we are not mad. Please understand that. We just want to know where these locations are so that we can avoid them. We're going to mark them on our black maps so that our maps will never take us to those locations. Okay? We are not mad. Build your communities. Put a wall around it. Stay in them. Separate yourself. Thank you so much.
White people out in Arkansas and the Ozarks are creating these exclusive white-only communities. Should this be something black Americans should be worried about? Generally speaking, we really shouldn't give a fuck about them wanting to be exclusive to themselves. But I think it's important to still ask questions. Like, what would happen if black Americans tried to do that? Because the last time I checked, when we tried to build exclusive communities, they burnt them down or flooded them out, like Black Wall Street. So why they get to build something without no consequences? Not only that, but are black Americans still obligated to pay federal taxes that support the infrastructure of these communities? I hope I'm not out here supporting a community that I can't go to. And what's up with all these truck drivers, black women and children going missing every time they pass through these sundown type of towns? Is that something we should be concerned about? If you guys could legally start building these communities? And lastly, are you guys taking your police officers with you too? Because according to Bowling Green State University, the police officers who commit the most PSV, police sexual violations, are predominantly white males. Please don't leave them behind. Take them with you too. Y'all boys stay up top.
So they're doing a whites-only community in Arkansas and the fucking Ozarks. A whites-only community in Arkansas. This is where we're at in America today. Like, what the fuck do you mean you don't want to be around people that look like me? Us brown people are fucking cool as hell. Positive vibes, good food, beautiful people. Like, what the fuck do you mean you guys want to live in a whites only community in fucking America in the year 2025?
Video after video, I see more white folks worried about that white only town than black folks. Video after video, I'm seeing, oh my God, y'all, they're being a whites only town in Arkansas. Did y'all see they're building that white only town? What are we gonna do? Nothing. We're not gonna do a damn thing. Baby, Mother Nature will take its course. Black folks ain't worried about that shit, because 9 times out of 10, they don't believe in vaccination. They don't believe in doctors. They barely can cook. The children gonna have father uncles. It's gonna become a cult. They're gonna find a passage in the Bible so one person can become the full leader. And baby, we're gonna have Waco all over again. Natural selection will take its course. Let them white folks build their shit. See, the thing is, they're building their stuff out of hate, no matter what they say. When black people built their community, it was for love. It was for protection. It was so we could have something to pass down. White folks have this whole country to pass down. They said they want to preserve their culture. I don't know what kind of culture they preserve. I saw them playing a flute. Hell, even the dog is white. Let them have that shit. I see more white folks worried about that white only town than black folks. Video after video, I'm seeing, oh my God, y'all, they're being a whites only town in Arkansas. Did y'all see they're building that white only town? What are we gonna do? Nothing. We're not gonna do a damn thing. Baby, Mother Nature will take its course. Black folks ain't worried about that shit, because 9 times out of 10, they don't believe in vaccination. They don't believe in doctors.
So guys, this is on how people have reacted, how black people have reacted on Arkansas town, white people only town being formed by white people. And what this it is means that you've seen how it seems that how white people are taking their things, on how people are treating themselves, how they are running away from the black people. They don't want to associate with the black people, and this shows that this is racism is still moving on among white people. You remember there is an Orania town that is found in South Africa, where white people decided to locate themselves, to stay themselves inside that town, where they don't allow, they usually don't allow they usually don't allow black people to associate with them in that town. And those decision was there before in 19s, but today you've seen black people are now wondering that why is it that the same scenario, the same decision is being created in this sort of in this time where most people have advanced, where most people are fighting the racism, where most people are fighting some of the discrimination that are being caused by the white people, where black people are now awake, and where black people don't want to be taken as such the way white people were taking black people before. So this has made black people to react, and has made black people to respond onto these decisions of white people. And they have said that it is it is running late. They're supposed to do it as early as possible. They are supposed to make it to be as early as possible, because black people nowadays are ready for whatever might be comes. Black people are now ready to work themselves without the white people around, you see. And the others say that it is like you see what black people are now doing, what black people are now capable of doing, makes the makes the white people to have fear on them. It has made that white people to fear the steps that are being taken by black people, which makes them to feel that they are supposed to be staying indoor alone without having black people on the in their what in their radius. That's why you see most of the things that is there are being done by white people. Is like they want to associate by themselves. They don't want to associate with black people. They don't want to use whatever the black people are using, and they don't want to. They feel like some of the ideas they have, black people might take away from them. Instead, black people are now getting their own ideas without depending on white people. So guys, just drop your comment and tell us what is your opinion on this. What is your opinion on new white people only town being formed at Kansas? White people town being formed at Arkansas town. So this is all what is happening, and this is all what makes black people to come together and talk about this move that is being taken by white people. And guys, thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting this channel where it has reached, and let us meet in the next episode.